You are listening to TechVibe Radio. It's coming at you from the Huntington Bank studios. TechVibe Radio is your front row seat to Pittsburgh's fast-moving technology ecosystem. TechVibe is brought to you by the generous support of Blink at 321blink.com, Chorus Call at choruscall.com, C-Leveled at c-leveled.com, Compunetics at compunetics.com, Huntington Bank at huntington.com, My Benefit Advisor at ptc.mybenefitadvisor.com, and PNC Bank at pnc.com. Here are your hosts, the Pittsburgh Technology Council's Audrey Russo and Jonathan Kirsting. Good morning, everybody. It is February the 13th, and we are in the middle of the University of Pittsburgh Katz Graduate School of Business Super Analytics Challenge. It is just underway, and it's now in its second year. If you don't know the Super Analytics Challenge, it convenes industry, academia, and some of the smartest students to solve pressing problems like homelessness and hunger by using big data and analytics. This is Jonathan Kirsting hanging out with my boss and the PTC CEO, Audrey Russo. And today on the show, we are welcoming Manpreet Saini of SAP, Albrect Powell of Accenture, and Chris Barlow of the Katz Business School to give us all the details on this year's challenge.
It's great to have you all here. So can we just sort of just talk about how this relationship started and what the intention is of the outcome? Now I know a little bit about all this because I sort of help on the advisory board, but the three of you, both Chris, Albrect, and Manpreet, I think you can give us the narrative. What's the combination of this trifecta?
We should have Christopher introduce himself and maybe give us the background of the Super Analytics Challenge and dive in from there so our listeners can get the full view, because I get too excited about it. I tend to simplify because there's some nuance here, that's for sure.
Sure, happy to do so. So my name is Christopher Barlow. I'm the Director of Corporate Engagement and Career Management at the Katz Graduate School of Business, University of Pittsburgh. And I joined Katz 2 years ago, having come out of corporate America, serving a number of different roles. And something that's interesting about Katz, we have 600 to 700 business graduate students at any one time. And then we have literally thousands more of graduate students at the University of Pittsburgh. So many students today are learning about business analytics or analytics and modeling. And there's been a lot of initiative around that form of skill development at the University of Pittsburgh and Katz in particular. So we wanted to come up with an idea to really challenge our students to put forth their energies in a way that they could really focus on a problem that was, I'll say, above the bottom line. And by that, I mean, it wasn't specifically related to an industry or wasn't specifically related to one company or corporation, rather an issue that was really impacting us all in a community. And we found that sort of the North Star of channeling students' energies were really focused on societal issues, access to different resources or opportunities. So that's why we decided to come up with this challenge to harness those energies. But we also have great partners at University of Pittsburgh, like Accenture and like SAP and the Pittsburgh Technology Council, and also government partners and NGOs. We play a really unique role as a part of an ecosystem here. So we knew that if we channel the energies together with our partners in finding a North Star of a complex issue, we felt we could really generate novel ideas and, more importantly, have a bigger impact together.
Absolutely. And last year's challenge was amazing because it addressed homelessness. We talked about a massive challenge, and there were some actual takeaways. This year's challenge, which I'm so excited about, is dealing with food insecurity and working with the community food bank, which is just super exciting.
Yeah, and that was very much a spinoff. Access to a resource, access to an opportunity from our first challenge, which was focused on homelessness. It's really startling if you look at some of these statistics in our southwestern Pennsylvania region. 1 in 7 people in our region face hunger. The number is even greater for children. 1 in 5 face hunger. And there's more than 56,000 seniors in our region today living in poverty. And these are stats I borrow from the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank. So we saw this deep need, this reality that many of our neighbors go hungry every single day. So what can we do to help be a part of better understanding this issue? But then, we also partner with the Pittsburgh Food Bank to be able to generate ideas that we expect will benefit their organization.
So what do we hear from both Manpreet and Albrect about what they do with their respective organizations and like why they find this challenge something they got to be a part of every single year? Manpreet, why don't we start with you?
Sounds great. Hey, first of all, Jonathan, thanks for having me. My name is Manpreet Saini. I work for SAP and with the company for over 16 years now. And I lead one of the analytics consulting practices in North America. And I was introduced to Chris and Pittsburgh faculty through our University Alliance program. And since then, it's been a pleasure being part of the advisory committee for this Super Analytics Challenge. And specifically when I heard about what the issue that they are focusing on and what the subject matter, and it really kind of attracted us. And SAP in general, and I know Robin is on the call here too. It stands for helping the world run better and improve people's life. So it totally aligned with what SAP does and stand for as well. And really, SAP does a lot with the early talent community as well. So it's been a great experience from that perspective.
And Albrect, how about yourself with Accenture?
No, thanks, Jonathan. Thanks for having me on as well. So, hey, I'm Albrect Powell. I'm born and bred lifer here in Pittsburgh. Absolutely love the city. And it's been so exciting to watch the radical change here over the years into this technology hub and all that, you all have done at the Pittsburgh Technology Council to really support that growth. So I'm a managing director at Accenture. I've been there for 32 years. I lead our global enterprise data management practice. And, with regards to the Super Analytics Challenge, first of all, I'm so excited to be a part of this. It's an amazing way that we can really engage top talent in academia. And these students are just so bright and so unbelievably talented. Leverage advanced technologies and use insights from data and analytics to really make a difference. And, this isn't just an academic resume building event. And that's what I'm so excited about for this.
Yeah.
And these ideas that the kids are coming out, students are coming out with, they're coming out with real tangible ideas and solutions that we're able to take and actually make a difference and go implement, out in the community and really touch people's lives. So, I think this is one of the most worthwhile things that I do every year. And I'm so excited to partner with you and with the Katz School and SAP and a number of others on our advisory team.
I know last year, the enthusiasm was just gushing everywhere. From the Tech Council, from everybody involved with this project, especially when we saw some actual tangible results. I know it kind of happened through Accenture with some washing stations that came up in response to ways we can help some of the homeless people here in the Pittsburgh area. Tell us about that. I think it's such a cool story, Albrect.
No, thanks, Jonathan. One of the things that we found coming out of this is, what the causes are for homelessness, what the impacts are. And one of the things that I actually was really surprised at is access to clean water and access to sanitation. Just being able to wash your hands is one of the biggest issues that they focus with.
Yeah.
And again, one of the goals that we have with this analytics challenge is, we run the event, but then it's like a year-long sort of course that we want to run to make sure that we're really making an impact in the community, not just award somebody a prize. So we went out and partnered with an organization called Love Beyond Walls. And Terrence and Cecilia Lester, they founded this. Cecilia actually works for Accenture. And we actually partnered with them and were able to bring washing stations. So basically an outdoor sink that's refilled, washed regularly for people that are homeless to actually just simply wash their hands and have access to clean water. And we're able to put that in at the Hot Metal Bridge faith community. And it's really made a difference, again, touching lives.
That's what it's all about. And that's why I found this so powerful, was seeing academia like Pitt and then seeing, industry like SAP and Accenture, and then seeing these awesome, smart students, it was just this magic combination for me.
Yeah, very true, very true.
So, don't you think that during COVID, right? I guess we're still in COVID, or maybe I'm just trying to pretend like we're coming out of it. But during COVID, I mean, people really have thought about what matters to them, like in their work, in their lives, how to make a difference. Can they make a difference? Sort of that empathy versus excitement in terms of taking on the world. And I think this is such a good example of how doing this kind of competition, for lack of a better term, that allows people to sort of feel a little bit invigorated about changing the world. So that's one of the reasons why I'm a champion of this work, because I think it was just exacerbated during COVID, and the timing couldn't be better. So my hat's off to you, Chris, for wrangling everyone. And it seems like it's been pretty easy to be able to do that with these great partners. So if there's more information, is there a link or anything that people can go out to? So even if they're not participating, they know what's happening?
Yeah, we're sharing information through a hashtag Katz Impact. So hashtag Katz Impact. We're sharing impressions of students. We're sharing the work of the Pittsburgh Community Food Bank. We're sharing further volunteer activities that we're doing with the Pittsburgh Food Bank. We'll be sharing the impact fellowships for the students coming out of the ideas that they generate. So I really, encourage people to pay attention to that social media hashtag. And we also have information on our Pitt Business website about this challenge as well.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take a quick break. I know everyone who's listening is glad they got up early, because I know they're loving what they're hearing, because I know I am, and I am not impartial here, because this is awesome work all the way around. We're coming back with a quick break. After this quick break, we're hanging out, talking about the Super Analytics Challenge from the Katz Business School. So much to like here. This is Jonathan Kirsting.
And this is Audrey Russo.
We're from the Pittsburgh Technology Council. And if you go to pghtech.org, you can learn all about us and how we love helping tech companies succeed. We're coming right back. You better be back there with us, because we have some more great storytelling for you. Indirect technology spend is at an all-time high and continues to grow on the balance sheet year after year. This March 29th through the 31st, PASS, the global leader in technology spend analytics, will host the Accelerating Technology Procurement Summit at Heinz Field to discuss best practices and strategies in procurement of the category. The summit will cover topics like negotiation, relevant data, sourcing, and will feature executive-level keynote speakers from Google, Oracle, KPMG, and many more. So sign up today at www.atp-summit.com/register and use code TechVibe for $500 off each registration ticket. All the cool kids are listening to TechVibe Radio, and so are you. TechVibe Radio is coming at you from the Huntington Bank Studios and is made possible by the generous support of our sponsors, Link, Chorus Call, C-Leveled, Compunetics, Huntington Bank, My Benefit Advisor, and PNC Bank. Here are your hosts, the Pittsburgh Technology Council's Audrey Russo and Jonathan Kirsting. I'm a man of my word, Audrey. We are back, and we have a lot more about the Super Analytics Challenge. We've got some great folks hanging out with us today. We have Manpreet, Saini of SAP, Albrect, Powell of Accenture, and Chris Barlow of the Katz Business School, all geeking out with us on the Super Analytics Challenge. This year's topic, addressing food insecurity with the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank. I can't think of a cooler cause to be working for. Chris, when you're giving us some stats in the last segment about how food insecurity impacts so many people, it just freaks me out. And to know that we can put the best and brightest brains on this, pretty cool.
Back in April 2020, we were watching the news at home in the beginning of the pandemic, and it was really startling when you saw the news helicopters flying over these giant lines of people waiting for meals, right? It was brought home, furthermore, through our challenge last year, our partnership with Accenture and the fellowship of the students, which led us to the Hot Metal Bridge Faith Community, which is a food pantry and a partner of the community, Pittsburgh Community Food Bank. And, Lisa Scales, CEO of the Pittsburgh Food Bank. We're very lucky to have her in our community and the work of her team and what they do. And she's really enlightened us, meaning, our PIT people, our partners, our students, our advisory committee members on this issue. And there's a significant gap that exists in our community today, and that is the number of people who miss meals. Too many people are ending their days hungry. And the Pittsburgh Food Bank has really enlightened us of how they're trying to close that gap. So the goal of this challenge for our students and the work of our partners in collaboration is to really generate ideas with and for the Pittsburgh Food Bank on how to support close that gap. And importantly, thanks to partners like Accenture and SAP, to then bring about impact fellowships so that we can actually go out and implement some of these ideas and have that impact that we desire.
Manpreet, just curious. I mean, as we're getting set up for this year's challenge, I mean, how are your expectations set this year? I mean, knowing what you know last year, how are we going to make it even better this year when it comes to addressing this problem?
I think, first of all, I would say last year was a big success. And, addressing the complex issue like homelessness and how the students approached that issue was just amazing. But I think this year, of course, the issue is that we are tackling through this particular challenge is food insecurity. And that's a real issue. The statistics that Chris shared, is that they are just, mind-boggling. And I think students can make a big impact. One thing that we noticed that students bring the fresh perspective. They bring the out-of-the-box thinking. And when that is combined with the solutions, the data and analytics solution, they can come up with the practical ideas that can be implemented. And I think that's what we are really looking for.
What are we hoping that changes? I mean, I think that the food bank is rethinking their own strategies, right? And what I like about this work is that the opportunity is to really collect this data, analyze this data, and the food bank's open to figuring out how to pivot. It's fantastic that this trifecta relationship sort of reinforces that. I think it's great for students to think about opportunities to work with companies and knowing that those companies care about these kinds of things. And B, students get to work on, this is a business problem. You can say it's philanthropy, but it's a business problem.
And one thing I also want to add from last year, and to your point earlier as well, that students really went the extra mile to understand the subject matter properly. And what I mean by that is that they met with the homeless people last year to really understand, put themselves into their shoes and see what that problem is. So they have that, the feeling of the situation, and that really encouraged them, motivated them to come up with the ideas that could be practically implemented to make the impact to the society.
Most definitely. So I got to ask Albrect, how charged up do you get when you're hanging out with these students? Because I know I'd be like just feeding off that energy and some of the new ideas and so forth. What's it like for you to be in there, providing support for them, but then also getting that back?
Mm-hmm.
This is probably the most fun thing I do.
Awesome.
My career, my job, that's fantastic. Accenture's purpose to deliver on the promise of technology and human ingenuity, right? I actually think that's kind of cool. And I'm motivated to work with our clients every day. But I think our individual responsibilities, as part of our society as humans, I think it goes a lot further to use our own individual talents, the power of our firms to actually drive social change. And sustainability is top of mind with everyone, from environmental to equality to just people. And having the chance to bring, a lot of gray hairs worth of experience on our side with academia, with these unbelievably bright students, partnering with, firms like SAP and ours, it's inspiring, and it challenges my thinking every time, I start thinking about what more can we do.
Mm-hmm.
And, as Manpreet said, this is real, right? These students are going out, they're connecting with people. I mean, we've gone out and spent time with people that are food insecure, and it's devastating. And I think we're able to actually make a difference. So this is again, the biggest part of this is we're affecting social change in an area that's critically important for our community.
I love it. I hate to say we're almost out of time. We got about a minute or so left. Any parting thoughts that people need to know? Hey, we're going to have you guys back on once we start getting some results from this. So we're going to give us a few months because we definitely want to do some follow-up because we know big things are going to happen from this. But any key things you can leave us with?
I would just say stay tuned to more.
Exactly.
I mean, the ideas are going to be flowing on February 18th. That's when we're going to hear the concluding presentations and solution ideas of these students. Again, thanks to our partners, SAP and Accenture, the Pittsburgh Technology Council, MasterCard, Highmark, the Heinz Endowments. These are all organizations that have rallied to be a part of this. And thanks to this type of support, we're able to go out and have that deeper impact through bringing these ideas to fruition, making them happen. For example, installing hand washing stations and food pantries across Pittsburgh, as was the case with Accenture. So it's a lot of fun being a part of this. It's really been an exciting opportunity to be involved.
And we had way too much fun just giving it a little bit of play today here on TechVibe Radio. We're definitely stoked to help promote and be part of this awesome event. That is for sure. So once again, thanks for hanging out with us. That was Manpreet, Saini, Albrect, Powell, and Chris Barlow hanging out with Audrey Russo, myself, Jonathan Kirsting. Whew, that's a lot going on, everybody. Have an awesome weekend, everybody. Go to pghtech.org to learn more about the Pittsburgh Tech Council. TechVibe Radio is coming at you from the Huntington Bank Studios and is made possible by the generous support of our sponsors, Link, Chorus Call, Sea Level, Compunetics, Huntington Bank, My Benefit Advisor, and PNC Bank.